A merger gets announced, contracts signed, markets informed, celebration everywhere. Logically, momentum should accelerate. Instead, everything slows down. Meetings stall, decisions delay, execution freezes. The merger that felt inevitable suddenly feels impossible. This happens constantly, not because the strategy failed, because the system stayed emotionally attached to inertia. The mistake is subtle. Leaders confuse deciding with executing. The announcement feels like progress, so urgency fades. Then the old systems regain control. People start focusing on the pain of integration instead of the cost of delay, and delay feels safer. That is the trap. The mind naturally underestimates the cost of standing still, so organizations drift into paralysis while believing they are being cautious. This is where most people freeze. But at Solver's Studio, we go to our toolkit, the Solver's 6. The tool here is Contrast Analysis Decision. This framework compares two futures directly, the cost of action and the cost of inaction. Most organizations calculate only one side. They measure integration pain, not stagnation decay. That distortion guarantees paralysis. Contrast analysis forces the real trade-off into view. The decision stops being emotional, it becomes structural. First, define the cost of stasis. Doing nothing is not neutral. Momentum decays, synergy disappears, employees lose confidence, market trust weakens. These costs compound quietly. The illusion of safety survives only because the damage stays unmeasured. So quantify it. Make delay visible. Next, define the cost of action. Integration is expensive. There will be disruption, friction, operational strain. But this cost is contained. It has scope, timeline, limits. That changes the comparison completely. One path creates temporary pain, the other creates permanent erosion. Finally, compare the two futures formally. The choice is not action versus safety, it is finite cost versus escalating cost. Once both paths become measurable, inertia weakens. The lower long-term cost becomes obvious, and momentum returns to execution. Contrast analysis decision breaks organizational paralysis. Define the cost of stasis. Define the cost of action. Then compare the net cost of both futures. Clarity emerges when inaction becomes measurable. The same pattern appears in personal life. Someone commits publicly to a major change, a move, a career transition, a breakup, but nothing happens afterward. The discomfort of action feels larger than the damage of delay. Contrast analysis changes the frame. Packing boxes feels painful, but chronic indecision costs more. Anxiety, lost momentum, missed opportunity. The short-term friction becomes easier once the long-term erosion is visible. Most paralysis survives because the cost of delay stays invisible. Contrast analysis corrects that distortion. It forces both futures into view at the same time. One path carries immediate friction, the other carries slow decay. Clarity begins when both costs become measurable.